Is this thing on? I think it's on.
Ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be trying something a little bit different. We're going to do like a driving little vlog story time thing. So obviously you guys can read the title. What this video is going to be is a quick explanation on my way to the gym of what happened with this car. I bought this car probably about 8 months ago, and I only got it probably about a month ago. So there's a massive story. I'll delve into it while we go for a drive. It is a lovely, beautiful summer's day. Hopefully I'm going to be getting down under the car, installing some bits, filming it, and get some more videos out. I bought this car in July of 2023. So in July 2023, I decided I'm going to go on Auto Trader. Not with any intention really of buying anything. Around that time, one of my mates had just bought himself a pretty new-ish Clio RS, and I thought, well, damn, why can't I have a new car, basically? And I started scouring around and maybe, you know, started thinking of some different cars and what would I like. I did have a look at the Clios, the Meganes, Focus STs. I even had a look at some weird thing like a Bath 595s, just a load of stuff, and trying to understand, like, what do I actually want here? What's the purpose? Anyway, we had a 208 GTI before, and I really liked it. And probably a year prior to me actually looking at this, so probably 2 years ago-ish now, probably 2022, I actually did go and look at a 308 GTI with my girlfriend. We came across a red one, and we test drove it and we absolutely fell in love with it, but at the time we just physically couldn't afford it. As I've touched on previously with the 308, I did actually start this whole car thing looking at C63s and BMW M2s. Those were kind of the cars that I wanted, but we also decided, we being me and my girlfriend, that buying a house is probably the best thing to do before spending 30 to 40,000 pounds on a car. And so we did. So I decided in the end that I wanted to get myself a Peugeot 308 GTI, but not any Peugeot 308 GTI. I wanted to spend a little bit more and go for the Peugeot Sport. Now, the trouble is, these cars are so bloody rare, right? And when I mean rare, I mean you can probably get a pre-facelift one for relatively cheap, and they're pretty common. But when you try and find a facelift, low mileage 308 GTI Peugeot Sport, you're going to come across very few cars, and the ones that you'll come across are typically ones that keep coming back up because there's some pretty major problems with them, which is kind of a foreshadowing event, right? Anyway, we'll get onto that in a second. This car, this specific car, popped up on Auto Trader for a pretty decent price. I whacked it in the old insurance quotes. I basically got told no. Getting quotes upwards of £4,000-5,000, and about a week later, I just thought, whatever, you know, I need to reinsure the Focus, because at the time I had the Focus, and because it has so many modifications, you have to go through modified car cover. Got that all sorted, paid for the insurance for the year, and got it all pretty much sorted. That was the end of that. And then right at the end, something in the back of my head just said, ask them how much it would cost to insure the 308. And he said, well, have you got a specific car in mind? I said, well, yeah. Gave him the reg, and he said, okay, give me 5 minutes and I'll get back to you. Within a couple of minutes, he came back. He said, right, I've got some prices, and it's probably going to shock you. And I thought, oh God, you know, expecting like 4 grand again. And he comes back, and it's cheaper than what I've just paid to insure the bloody Focus, which is a 1.6 diesel. Pretty sure this was on loudspeaker. I turned to M and I said, I need that car right now. And it was from that moment I was set on this specific car. So I rang up the dealer, and unfortunately this car was about 300 miles away. I asked for a few pictures and stuff just to clarify a few things, and everything checked out okay. I gave him a ring, and basically said, I only want to come down once. If I come down, I like the car, I want to drive away. If I don't like the car, I just want to walk away. And we basically set it up like that. So we set up the finance, we set up insurance, basically paid a deposit for it, and everything was in place. I had a date, I turned up on the day, the car would be ready, I drive away pretty much. If I don't like it, then I can call it there. Anyway, so the day comes, I drive up to this place, I have a look, the car's there, looks stunning, it's getting cleaned. Guy, the service advisor who was there, he looked super busy, and I was like, okay, whatever. Car looks okay, like he gave us the keys, it started, it ran all right. And I was like, to be honest, if it helps, I'll just, you know, take it off you. We don't need to go for a test drive before, we'll just sign everything. I got the warranty anyway, so all is good. And yeah, that was it. So we signed everything, got it all done, and I drove away. And the minute I drove off of that forecourt, I knew something was wrong. And I swear to God, that was the most annoying feeling in the world. I feel like I'd just been scammed, like absolutely scammed. And as soon as I drove off, anytime you'd let off the power, it would have this horrible clicking noise. I have actually got a video. But basically, every time you let off, you could hear like a clicking, knocking noise every time you let off the power. And I asked them just to whack it in the owners club, just to see what people are saying. And it was pretty much instant where people were coming back saying, yep, the differential has gone. And the thing with these is that limited slip differentials, obviously for the Peugeot Sport only, it's quite a rare part. I thought nothing of it. I took it into a local garage because the warranty was with an external company, and got it diagnosed. They confirmed it a week later, basically saying, yep, the differential has exploded. We're going to have to send it off to a gearbox specialist. So the gearbox specialist gets it and it gets stripped down. Yeah, it basically, I think the way they worded it was like, oh, it's had a catastrophic internal failure or something like that. And I was like, well, damn. That sounds pretty interesting and expensive. The warranty company approved it all, and they said, "Yeah, we'll get it all replaced and whatnot. We'll get the parts and all. You know, we approve the work basically." Anyway, so the company starts doing the work. They order the bits, and then as they're stripping it down, they find some more issues. When they find more issues, they contact the warranty company, just basically explaining because of the failure, it's caused more than what's expected on the damage. And the warranty company came back and said that they're declining the warranty and not paying out. And I was like, okay, so why? And they came back and they said that the engineer had popped down and visited, and basically that they determined that the damage was pre-existing at the time of sale, and that they would not be covering it. It's not covered under their warranty. And it was probably about this point where I was thinking, this might be the biggest financial mistake I've ever made. Currently, I've got a car in the garage in bits. People want to get paid, they're not getting paid, and the only way I'm gonna get my car back, fixed or broken, is if it's gonna come out of my pocket, which, to be quite frank, was not gonna be fucking cheap, let's be honest. So eventually I got in contact with the dealer and basically said to the dealer, look, you need to either take the brunt of this cost or I'm handing the car back. And the dealer somehow got hold of the warranty company and somebody high up at the warranty company and basically told them, you know, the situation. And then this conversation probably lasted about 2 months between dealing with the dealer and the warranty company, and it's back and forth. We're not covering it, we are covering it. You've agreed, you haven't agreed, blah, 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 blah. And about 2 months later, we finally got the decision of, yes, we've already agreed, we will pay out. And this was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm finally getting my car back and it's not gonna cost me a bloody fortune. And I thought that was the end of it. Oh boy, no, it wasn't. So, gearbox company finally gets the go-ahead. Bearing in mind, at this point, the garage that has the car has had the car on the ramp for 2 months. The gearbox place has had the gearbox for 2 months. And I haven't had my car for 2 months, and I've been paying insurance, tax, and the finance, obviously, for it. Anyway, they stripping it down, they order it, and with this gearbox, they wanted to get the LSD straight from Peugeot because they only do OEM repairs. Fine, whatever. They get in contact with Peugeot in Worcester. Peugeot in Worcester say, yep, we have the part. It's going to be about 2 weeks to get it. Okay, not too bad. They'd let me know, oh, about 2 weeks, and then plus 2 or 3 days to get the gearbox back and installed in the car, and then back to me. All's good. 2 weeks later, part still hasn't arrived. Okay, they get on to Peugeot. Peugeot say, yeah, sorry, we're having some issues. They're saying another 2 weeks. This whole process of, yeah, 2 weeks, yeah, 2 weeks, yeah, 2 weeks, and it just doesn't fucking turn up, lasted for another month. So it's like, I'm sat here, the garage is sat, everyone's sat here with a fucking car that is just broken. I'm paying for it. The garage is wasting their time with, you know, their ramps and their operators trying to sort everything out, waiting for this fucking part. The gearbox company is getting pissed off. Everyone's getting pissed off and nobody's getting paid. And there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm now 3 or 4 months into this with no car, money coming out of my bank account. So eventually, time's going on and on and on, and the gearbox company has tried everything at this point. They've tried ordering the limited slip diff by itself. They've tried ordering a whole gearbox from Peugeot. Both of the times they say, yeah, we've got it in stock, and nobody's got it in bloody stock. Eventually, I got hold of the finance company, and I said to them, look, I'm in a position now where I need to hand this car back. And their response was, we'd love to, but everyone's agreed to do the work. And I said, right, well, can you at least put some pressure on your side of things to try and make it seem like, you know, I will hand the car back at some point. After a lot more pressure, basically about a week or two, I get a call from the garage saying that the gearbox company have been searching around, and they have found a LSD, but the LSD is in Scotland. And I was like, okay, so just ship it down. And they were like, yeah, that's all well and good, but they're charging triple the price for the LSD. And I was like, oh Lord, oh my God, is the warranty company going to approve this? So as that discussion's going on, a part arrives at the gearbox company, and I get a call saying that the part has arrived, you know, I'll have the car within a week. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, screw all that, don't worry about it. And next thing you know, I get another call about 30 minutes later. They've opened the box, they've sent the right part, the label's right, and the part is wrong. I tell you, I've never been so fucking angry at anything in my life until then. You cannot put into words how angry I was at that point. So now we're about 6 months in, and eventually finally got through to like a final agreement with the warranty company, with the dealer, the gearbox specialist, and the garage, all of which now have agreed we're going to buy that really, really, really expensive LSD straight from Peugeot in Scotland. About 4 or 5 days later, the part turned up, and about a week later, I finally got my car back. I cannot tell you how happy I was. I could have shed a tear. I genuinely, I think I could have. And yeah, that was basically the whole situation. An absolute ball ache, 6.5, 7 months of a car, of no car, what should I say. During this whole time, I'd obviously been paying for the Focus as well, because I needed a car, paying for this, and it's just been an absolute nightmare. But that is where we are at. So when you look at the channel, you're like, my God, he was gone for like 8 months. Sold the Focus, we've got the 308 now, we've got loads of stuff to do. Finally compile my money into some other money pit, and that is all she wrote, as she says. So obviously we've got the car back, we've got a load of stuff to do, a load of experiences to have, and basically enjoy it. But what a story, man. You know, I just thought just needed some time just to sit down and explain everything, because you almost couldn't write it. I've never heard of somebody buying a car and going 7-8 months without it. That is absolutely ridiculous. But fair play to the finance company, because they did come through and provide compensation, and did obviously apologize, even though it wasn't their bloody fault. But just, yeah, the dealer were absolute scumbags. They definitely knew that the car had an issue, and they probably just left it to the warranty company. And to whoever the previous owner was of this car, a massive fuck you, because this person definitely traded this car in knowing of the issues, clearly, and just wanted an easy way out. And if you're one of those people that just trade cars in just to get rid of the problem, you're a scumbag, an absolute scumbag. I would never do that, and I'd always try my best to correct a car before selling it. I hope you guys liked this weird format of just driving to the gym and talking. I mean, I drive to the gym quite often, so if I can tell you some stories along the way, why not? Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, become a channel member. Other than that, I guess I'll catch you in the next video.